Okay, so today I'm going to discuss the top 5 best home security systems right now, at least in my opinion. Now, for a little disclaimer before I start, I will say that I only have direct experience with 2 of these as full security systems and 3 of them overall in some capacity. However, I have done a ton of research on all of them in order to come up with this list. I mean, we're talking literally hours upon hours has gone into this in order to narrow it down. So I'm confident that between my own experiences combined with my research, I've come up with the best 5 options to present to you in this video. So anyway, these really aren't really in any order because everyone has different needs and each of these offer various options to fit those needs. The best security system for one person may not be the best choice for another. Maybe you prefer a DIY option or more of a smart system, a wireless option, better monitoring, or whatever. I mean, there's tons of different options out there. So, like I said, yeah, there's something for everyone out there when it comes to home alarm systems. So these are what I believe are the top 5 home security systems overall. You will have to decide which one of them is the best option for you based on your particular situation and your needs and so on. I have each of them linked in the description below so you can go and check them out. Obviously, I can't give you every detail of each of them here. So I encourage you to click the links below to dig a little deeper and, figure out which one is best for you. So anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so first off, let's start with ADT. Now, this one should come as no surprise to anyone, as ADT is probably the first brand you think of when it comes to home security systems. They're very well known, and they're great at what they do. So yeah, one thing that ADT does very well and is a large part of what they are known for is their monitoring. Their monitoring options are top of the line. I don't think anyone beats them in that department. That's just, very well known. So anyway, if you're looking for a full service system with professional installation, a long history, lots of experience, and great monitoring, this may be the alarm for you. Some of the cons I would say would be it does require an extensive contract. There aren't any do-it-yourself DIY options. It's a bit more expensive in the long run than most of the other options, and so on. So yeah, there's definitely some things to think about. I guess this is what you would call a high-end option. It's certainly not cheap, but you do get what you pay for. Now, this is also one that I do have personal experience with. It's not the alarm that I have right now, but I did have it at another house of mine a few years ago. We had it for, I want to say, about 2.5 years or so. So I'm sure it's changed since then. Like I said, this was a few years ago. But I will say that we didn't have any issues with it. It was a great security system, and yeah, we had a great experience. So yeah, ADT obviously is certainly something that should be on your radar, depending on what you need and what your budget is, and so on. But yeah, ADT, it's up there. So let's get on with the next one. Okay, so another one in our top 5 list is Vivint. When it comes to smart home security systems, Vivint is the champion. There's no doubt. Their home automation features are second to none. Some of the biggest pros and what they're most known for is their smart system. There's no doubt about that. It works with Alexa and Nest, possibly others, but those for sure. They have voice controls and so much more. Their mobile app is great. Their equipment is high end. Yeah, so this is a very high end company, and especially when it comes to smart home security systems. Um, yeah, so they're also great when it comes to response time, remote controlling, and their cameras. Their cameras are actually a big selling point, especially their video doorbell. Anyway, they have very very good cameras, both inside and out. Um, I will say that their options do leave a bit to be desired, and they can definitely be pricey depending on what components you need, or what you choose. They're not cheap, that's for sure. But anyway, and they aren't really a DIY option. You don't really do it yourself. This is all professional installation and all that. Some people like that, some people don't. But yeah, Vivint is definitely up there as one of the top options depending on what you need. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the rundown. And again, like I said, I have all of these linked in the description below, so you can do further research on them. I'm just giving a good overview here. All right, now on to the next. Okay, so let's go with our next option, which is Simply Safe. Um, so this is another one that you have almost certainly heard of. You know, other than ADT, it's probably one of the most well-known home security companies out there right now. They offer several different kits that you can buy, but you can also, you can always add on more sensors, sirens, detectors, and so on. Customize your own kit, build your own kit, whatever. Yeah, you can do that all yourself, which I actually have done. What I love about them is their versatility. Basically, they have something for everyone, and it's a full do-it-yourself system. It's super easy to install. It's also quite affordable. the The upfront cost is, or at least can be, higher than some of the other companies, but in the long run, you do save money. And you also aren't locked into a long-term contract. Uh, they offer a lot of choices when it comes to the overall system, their monitoring plans, accessories, and so on. Their monthly rate is low. The system is easy to install, really easy to install, trust me. Very, very easy to install. Um, and yeah, like I said, there's no long-term contract. You can also return any of the equipment within 60 days if it just doesn't work for you, or you decide you want something else or whatever. Yeah, no questions asked on that. Their professional monitoring is very good. So anyway, this is actually overall my favorite security system. It's the one that I currently have and I recommend. Like I said before, there's a couple of them that I have experience with. ADT was one. Simply Safe is the other. And then also there's another that I have some limited experience with that we'll get to here in a little bit. But anyway, yeah, as with anything, there are some negatives. The camera options are quite limited, and it's really not the best quality. I'm not a big fan of their camera options, but and also they do have what I would consider a pretty high upfront cost, relatively speaking, depending on which one you're comparing it against. But in the long run, it's actually quite affordable, because yeah, you just don't have the long-term contracts, and the monthly fee is low or non-existent if you don't even want it. But anyway, also it's not some big professional system. You know, this is DIY all the way. You install everything yourself, whatever. But it's really easy to do. Like I said, really easy to do and works quite well. So anyway, I've personally had a great experience with Simply Safe. I would recommend them for sure. No doubt about it. But again, it does depend on your particular needs. Sorry, sometimes I get to talking and can't talk. But yeah, this is one I definitely recommend. yeah, no problem with them whatsoever. They are absolutely in my top 5 without a doubt. So we will move on to the next one. Okay, so next up is Frontpoint. This is a wireless home security system that is very popular due to its easy DIY installation, great customer support, and a lot of automation features. This is what I would call kind of a high end on the do-it-yourself spectrum. In fact, it's one of the top of the line systems when it comes to DIY systems, no doubt about it. But yeah, it's definitely high end. I was actually very close to purchasing this not all that long ago. It was number 1 on my list for a while. Ultimately, it was beat out by Simply Safe, but that's just me and my needs. Yours may be different. I would certainly take Frontpoint into consideration if I were you. Again, depending on your situation and your needs and whatnot. Some negatives do include it has a contract. There's high monthly monitoring rates. It's really not that affordable of a system, relatively speaking. Credit checks and not very good motion alerts and so on. So yeah, it definitely stacks up against the best of the best, but it obviously has its positives and negatives just like anything else, and it may or may not be for you, but it definitely makes our top 5. So yeah, it can be a great system, no doubt about it. So anyway, let's move on to the next one. See you in a minute. All right, so the 5th and final home alarm system on our list is Ring. Now remember, these are not in any particular order, as everyone has different needs, as I've said before. So when I say 5th and final, it doesn't necessarily mean this is the last place. Anyway, you've almost certainly heard of Ring because of their video doorbells. Everyone knows them because of that. But this is another one that I do have some experience with. I don't have their actual alarm security kit, but I do have their video doorbell and another outdoor security camera, and both of which are awesome. I love them. I have actually multiple outdoor security cameras and whatnot of different companies, and the Ring ones are by far the best overall. There's just no doubt about that. Not going to get into why they are, but they just are. Trust me. So anyway, I have no complaints whatsoever. I would recommend them to anyone. So yeah, but that's just my opinion on the actual cameras, the doorbell camera and the security cameras. I don't have their actual alarm system, but from what I understand, the alarm system has a simple setup. There's no contract, low monthly fees. It's easy to use. It's expandable, and obviously backed by a well-known name, which is Ring, and that is owned by Amazon. So you have a lot of discretion there, and yeah, you don't really have to worry about it because Amazon owns them. So if you have any issues whatsoever, then Amazon will take care of you. Some of the cons I would say is the cameras aren't included. The upfront equipment cost is pretty high, relatively speaking, and also they're relatively new to the home security arena. They're, like I said, they're well known for their cameras, but they're not so much well known for their full security systems, at least not yet. So this makes it not quite as comprehensive as some of their competitors. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the overview of Ring. Like I said multiple times before, yeah, you can look down in the description below, and I will link to all of my top 5, and you can, dig into each one yourself and find the one that is best for you, because we all have different needs. So anyway, that actually concludes the 5 best home security systems right now, in my opinion, based on my research, my personal experiences, and so on. So, yeah, please hit the subscribe button below for more home security solutions, home defense options, and so on. And also comment if you have another recommendation that I didn't mention. So, there we go. Well, I will see you soon in another video. Thank you.